So I wanted to take a few backflips with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to cover in this video includes the latest discussion around this possible PlayStation 5 Slim, the PlayStation 5 showcasing 6 times the speed in terms of its SSD, the PlayStation 5 graphics upgrade, and Kena getting new gameplay and a playable demo next month. First, let me know if you'd buy a PlayStation 5 Slim if it meant it was half the size of your current PlayStation 5. We're going to talk about this in the story later in the video, but I'm curious to know if, and I'm stressing the word if here, if this new PlayStation 5 was half the size of the current one, would you buy it? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Kena Bridge of Spirits looks to be getting new gameplay and a playable demo next month. This news comes from the Tribeca Games Festival, which will be taking place next month between June 9th and 20th. This event will showcase several indie titles along with allowing people to actually play these games using a streaming service called Parsec, I believe. You have to sign up at the Tribeca Film site on May 24th to be given a slot time to play one of these games, and I'll have that linked below so you guys can sign up. I already signed up for Kena. This demo doesn't require any powerful PC to play. It just needs you to download the Parsec client so you can stream these games next month. So while it doesn't need a beefy rig, it still needs a stable enough internet connection to be able to play. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PlayStation 5 6 times the SSD speed. So this was pretty interesting to see because this speed difference wasn't just a few seconds, it was almost 6 times the difference. So this comes from Digital Foundry's recent video where they showcased Resident Evil 8 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and in this video they discussed a great deal, but it ultimately came down to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X being nearly the same, with the Series X having a slight edge in frame rates when it came to turning on ray tracing. So when both consoles have ray tracing on, the PS5 dips a bit more, but it's a slight difference. Now, in terms of the loading speed, this is a very noticeable difference. In their test, Digital Foundry loaded Resident Evil 8 on both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and you can see the PlayStation 5 loaded near instantly in about 1.57 seconds, while the Series X loads in 8.47 seconds. The PlayStation 5 in this situation doesn't even have a loading screen, while the Series X does. So to me, this is a pretty noticeable difference, especially if there are multiple loading sections in the game. It just makes the experience smoother overall, and I'm very excited and very curious to see if this notable difference in loading speeds continues to be showcased in more games this year and moving forward between the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But you guys let me know if you are getting or have already gotten Resident Evil 8 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, the PlayStation 5 graphics update June release. So this is just a rumor for now, but AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR, could be dropping next month for PC. The news so far for this tool has been that it's coming this year, first on PC, then on consoles. Then we heard that AMD Fidelity FX, which is the set of tools that AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution belongs to, getting support on Xbox Series X. Then there was a debate on whether the PlayStation 5 even supported AMD Fidelity FX, which was later shut down by a developer who confirmed PlayStation 5 support, and now here we are. Reading from videocards.com, according to Cortex, a YouTuber who has leaked AMD content in the past, AMD FSR technology is already in developers' hands and it should launch very soon. Cortex claims that AMD FSR has already been distributed to game developers. This information has been confirmed by the YouTuber with at least a few developers, including a smaller studio. There are still some questions on how AMD is going to implement the final version of FSR, as there seems to be a difference between the versions being distributed to game developers. For that reason, Cortex is unable to provide clear information on possible performance uplift coming from the technology. So I'm not familiar with this leaker since I don't really follow the PC space, but multiple people seem to be taking him seriously Basically, on Cortex's timetable, he has AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution launching in June. This is probably just the PC release, since the official word has been that PC will get support first, then consoles. In terms of the console space, if this does drop in June for PC, then maybe FSR will get support on consoles later this year. But in regards to when we'll see it used in games in the console space, we'll have to wait and see, how long it takes to get an official release on the PC space in terms of game releases, and then we'll probably get an estimate of how long it should take for the console space. Now, diving into the final story of the video, the PlayStation 5 Slim. So the last time we talked about the supposed PlayStation 5 Slim was due to YouTuber Red Gaming Tech, who essentially said the Slim could be coming in 2023 because Sony has booked time with TSMC for their 5nm chip. The chip in the PlayStation 5 currently is 7nm, so this change usually points to something like a Slim or a Pro console coming similar to the PlayStation 4, which was 28nm, moving to 16nm with the PlayStation 4 Slim and PlayStation 4 Pro. Today, the Slim, or redesign as the headlines have it, is back in the news. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, Sony will reportedly start production on a PlayStation 5 hardware redesign in 2022. That's according to Taiwanese business website DigiTimes, which claims that suppliers including semiconductor foundry TSMC are planning to start producing the redesigned PlayStation 5 console between the second and third quarters of next year. As noted by Kantan Games analyst Dr. Serkan Toto, DigiTimes supply chain sources say the redesigned PlayStation 5 will come with a new semi-customized 6nm CPU from AMD. It's likely the redesign is purely components focused and won't feature any significant external changes. So this could very well be that, just a new PlayStation model, maybe a bit more efficient with power use, things like that. No real big design change until 2023, for example, when they move to 5nm. But at the same time, the PlayStation 4 Slim and Pro both dropped 3 years after the launch of the PlayStation 4, so who's to say Sony doesn't want to stagger this release this time, maybe a Slim in 2022 and a Pro in 2023. But this then brings us back to the Pro conversation, which I personally don't know if it'll ever happen, considering the big difference between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 is that the PlayStation 4 started the generation with already outdated technology, while the PlayStation 5 is starting it with the latest. So there is a big difference here, which points to Sony possibly not going through the Pro route this time around, but a Slim for sure will happen. And there's also the possibility that this is related to earlier comments from Sony that pretty much pointed to them saying they might redesign the PS5 components wise to allow them to increase production of the console. So this could just be related to that. We'll see what happens the next year, but you guys let me know if you think a PlayStation 5 Slim will drop late next year or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with the Slim and Fast King. Obviously, this is related to the SSD speed of the PlayStation 5, which is blazing fast. And then you have the possibility of the PlayStation 5 getting a Slim model. So by that time, it'll be the Slim and Fast King. Obviously, this is also a reference to Slim and Fast, which is revolved around losing weight. So there's a lot of little details I'm throwing in here. But if you're excited for the possibility of a Slim PlayStation 5, destroy the comment section with the Slim and Fast King, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.